I'm not positive how well this is going to work with my dummy because his arm's not attached here, but I'll do my best here. So I get down into this side control position, right? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take his lapel out. He's way too big for him. But, pardon me, technical difficulties. But I worked this out, okay? That's probably enough right there, right? So, I work his lapel out like that. And I'm going to pull it out so I've got a nice rope. Usually you won't have to go that far because, you know, he has shoulders and all that. But I'm going to take this and go under his arm and I pass it to his other arm here, okay? Now, a lot of times, guys, you know, this, once it gets to the other side of the head, you know, I can start to turn him around and he's going to get stuck kind of on his side here. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this other hand here, and yeah, I'm losing control here, but again, if he tries to come underneath me, I can start to turn him, so he's not going to be able to come back into guard very easily here. He could start to try to walk away, and then I can always block here, but, you know, from here, I'm going to take this hand, I'm going to go palm up, and I'm going to grab right next to his neck here, right? And so now, from here, you know, he might still be thinking I'm controlling him, but I'm just going to take over his head here, and I'm going to grab onto the other side. Now, I'm going to flare up my elbow, bring it over the top, and kind of finish the same way. Okay? So, again, I'm having a strong wrist grip here, and I'm just dropping down just like I was doing with that spinning hammer choke. I could also come into like a scarf holder switch base to finish this choke as well. Alright? So, and honestly, guys, my coaches often said that nothing bad ever comes from working out a lapel like that, because again, it's kind of anchored up here, right? So people aren't going to be really able to kind of start to take that away and all that. But here, I get this guy up, I pass it to my other hand. I'm going underneath the armpit, so his arm's up here. I'm coming around to the other side. Now from here, I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to feed it over to that lapel here. Now I'm going to grab onto, and it could just be gi fabric here, guys. It doesn't have to be anything too particularly fancy here. And so from here, post, slide through if you want to, and you just drop your elbow down to the mat here. There is more to this series that I don't remember right off the top of my head. But generally speaking, guys, the reason why I'm showing you this partially is because it's a good technique. Partially is also just to kind of get you to this idea of having this lapel out. So even if I don't get to that choke, this is good control here, right? And I could potentially grab this palm up here and go back to that hammer choke here, right? So this is going to work both ways now. So this is kind of like, I forget if this is the cowboy choke or there's another name for something along those, like a Bravo choke, but a Bravo choke's more of a Darce choke. So I have to look these things up. My coach doesn't tell me what anything's called, to be honest with you. So, okay, so I'm going to work the lapel out, pass here, right? And if you want to, guys, you can come up to knee right in this position, and now I've got control over this. So remember that when we were talking about the knee right escape from here, if I have this and he needs to turn into me to put his knee under here and then grab my foot and all that, I can prevent him from doing that because I've got this good grip here. So he can't turn into me very well. If he wants to start to turn away from me, okay, right? I'm perfectly fine with that. I can potentially have a really good path there to start taking like a side mount position or something along those lines, but I digress. So I take this hand here, boom, and I grab onto that rope. Usually you're not going to have that much, okay? But then I'm going to grab onto whatever fabric I have here. Sometimes I can only get shoulder fabric here, and then I'm going to come in here. If he starts to block this elbow just like before, I could come in here and work his arm down to the ground just as I did before and get here. So the thing about this is that maybe there's some reason that I can't get my thumb in here, right? maybe it's because I'm just trying to be a little coy and sneaky and I'm using his lapel to do stuff. If I don't get anywhere with this and I end up, you know, this lapel gets out and maybe somehow I ended up into guard, like that's there for me to start playing a Galaxy Guard or something along those lines. And again, if I can just get this underneath the arm here, then I've got really, really great control. And so this is like kind of one of the first early things that you might consider doing is actually getting this cross lapel grip. All right. So there you guys go.